Good morning, everybody. Good to see all of you fine folks this morning, even the ones that were here early. Yes, you were here early because, well, what else are we going to do? It's so good to see you. Yes, good morning, sir. Frank Otter. Good morning. Good morning. Cynthia. Yes, JW, everybody that I may have missed. It is wonderful. It is a wonderful morning. Oh man. But yeah, you guys probably heard the news. It's amazing to me that they bring the failings of one person, want to point the finger at somebody else and say that it's their fault. Stuff happened. I'm just like, why does this happen? Why does this happen? Oh my God. Let me see. Open this right here. So this is insane. I'm gonna pull this up here in a minute. Oh, 216. All right. Let's see. This won't take very long. We'll get to that one. Let's why don't we start with the low hanging fruit? Good morning, Rosalind. You are up early, girl. It's good to see you. Well, what I'll do is I was having a really cool conversation with MG last night. Ended up staying up even a little bit later than I planned, so maybe I'm not completely completely away. Oh my god. No, no, no. This is crazy. Oh. Here we go. Go. This is insane. Copy that and that there in here. And give me just a second. I'll be together soon enough. Just had a couple of things to take care of this morning that I almost forgot to do. And let me see where is yeah, that's good there. And I'm sorry about this. I probably could have been a little bit more organized this morning, but I was like I said, I was up just a little bit late chatting with MG, or I would have had this done way sooner. It is uh, was with Mo last night, and we a um, had a cool watching the debate last night. Yeah, that was quite interesting. Good morning, Fred. Good morning, Glenn's. Dude, you've had like 4 hours of sleep. That's it. Come on, you're acting like you had three or something like that. I mean, come on. Come on. I think I talked to MG like till 2 o'clock my time. So maybe I'm like, oh, good morning, just dawn. Yeah, I'm just like my brain isn't entirely there. It's somewhat there, but not entirely there. Oh, let's see. This share screen. Ah, yes. And we asked about how this was going to go. Good morning, Mickey D. The key takeaways from Biden's news conference: insistence on staying in the race and flubbed names. If anybody watched this last night with us, oh, it was too fun. Joe Biden faced a test Thursday that he had avoided so far this year: a solo news conference with questions from the White House press corps. No, hand-picked questions from the White House press corps. And he still could not work. Oh, geez. If his question answers wouldn't have been so long and not even close to the point, probably would have been pretty much more interesting. Much more, something like that. You would think that I was having a stroke over here. The news conference was meant to reassure a disheartened group of Democrat lawmakers, allies, and persuadable voters in this year's election that Biden still has the strength and stamina to do anything or even be president. Biden has tried to defeat his feeble and tongue tied performance on June 27th debate against Donald Trump as an outlier rather than evidence that at 81 he lacks vigor and commanding presence that the public expects from, you know, least of all the commander in chief. He made two notable flubs referring to an event beforehand to a Ukrainian Zelensky as Putin. Okay, that was no, that was during his yeah, he did that. Mhm. There was more than that as far as flubs go. There's a lot more. And when calling Kamala Harris Vice President Trump, and then also responded even again saying Vice President Trump. And whenever they asked him about it, he was just like, well, everybody thinks I'm building coal mines in Nebraska, and we've got some pickled onions that are, growing from potato sprouts. What? But he also gave detailed responses about his work, preserve NATO, and his plans for a second term. No, he did not give detailed responses. You were praying for someone to ask, on a scale of 1 to 10, how high are you? Want to get high? Don't forget your towel. And his plans for a second term, and he insisted he's not leaving the race, even as the rest of the world is slapping their forehead in a big face palm. He's going, no, man, everything's wonderful. He bungled key names and remained defiant. He even got to the point of yelling Angry Joe. Oh, yes, that one was wonderful. In saying he picked her because he believed he could beat Trump. Democracy has overcome big stress tests. Oh, jeez. Even before the news conference, Biden had bungled an important name at the NATO summit, and that instantly lowered expectations for his performance. Yeah, but he also recovered from that. If you watch the whole thing, not just what the news media is showing there on him flubbing up Vladimir, whatever his name is, you know Zelensky. He came back and said, "Oh, just because I've got Putin on the brain, and I want to defeat him." I mean, he covered for it the best he could, but it was still horrible. It was still absolutely horrible. But he was defiant when a reporter brought up his reference to Donald Trump and noted that the presumptive Republican nominee's campaign was already promoting the slip up. Listen to him, he said before walking off the stage. One House Democrat, Jim Himes of Connecticut, issued a statement minutes later calling on the president to withdraw. That president's never withdrawn, ever. Yep, he picked Trump. It was hilarious. He insisted, I've got to finish this job. You don't even know what job you're doing. Biden didn't acknowledge that tension, but only brought Harris up in response to pointed questions about whether he believed had the ability to replace him. Yeah. Yeah, she was number one on her ticket. She was winning in the debates. She would have been wonderful. You know, it's like, what the hell? You know what probably happened whenever he was selecting his nominee? He just hated Harris so much because she called him a racist. He probably hated her so much that he messed up the name. He meant he meant to say Cory Booker or whoever, anybody else. He's like, why did I say that? Oh no, now she's gonna be my vice president. I'll just make her. I'll just make her. I'll make her my my immigration czar. Yeah, yeah, she's gonna be my border czar. Yeah, yeah, that sounds better. Immigration doesn't sound good, but we'll call her my border czar. And well, she's done more to promote women's right to choose which knee they get on, and uh, you know uh, If it's under the table or not, I don't know. Something. Good morning, y'all, from Brabant. I don't know where that is. I probably said that wrong too. Good morning. Good morning, Levy. And good morning, Just Dawn. They're enjoying their vacation, which is awesome. Repeatedly he said, I've got a job to finish. The press conference ended with Biden being asked directly whether he'd step down for Harris if he saw the polling showing he had a better chance. And of course, his response was, no, all the polling shows I'm doing great. Oh, uh, yes, it's Denmark. Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. The the press conference ended with him. Then he added in a strange whisper, say. He argued he's delivering results over rhetoric. No, but he's done nothing. He's, uh, he brought up his work on NATO because that's about the closest thing that he can remember. When possible, he went back to the stump speech almost entirely. He would say the same thing. He went after trickle down economics, borrowing a line about his father never benefiting much from tax cuts aimed at the wealthy, saying, I don't remember much trickling down to his kitchen table. Ooh, yeah. His father, yeah, everything that his father got was because of things trickling down to his table. Ooh. He explained his decision to run for a second term. He answered questions in detail. No, he didn't. It was he was mumbling and rambling about things that had nothing to do. He was no different just then during his those questions than he was during the debate. We listened back to it. We had to listen to a couple of them a few times. Like, did he even answer the question? Because he would ramble about something that had nothing to do with the question. And then you're like, what was the question in the first place? Oh, the question was, how things were going on in Israel and how he was going to handle a place like whenever he's going to have to stand up against Xi Jinping and Putin, and he started going off about something about Chinese goods and tariffs that were that the Americans were going to be paying for tariffs on Chinese cars coming in. And it was like, okay, that's what, huh? This has nothing to do with the question. Like, you could have just answered the question. There was still regular coughing and throat clearing, and at times he lowered his voice to a whisper um, that evoked the rasp of his voice. No, 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 that wasn't. He did his creepy whisper thing again. So weirdo, weirdo. But of course, if you listen to what Biden said afterwards, he says pressure on him is driven by elites. So pressure on him is driven by elites. Now remember this because there would be elites like Nancy Pelosi and all of his biggest supporters are now his are the elites that are pressuring him. Considering her choices for this year's approaching presidential election, Rochelle Jones. Is that Rochelle? Nope, it's not. It's probably one of his workers. He struggles to recover from his debate performance, his horrible time at NATO, and his horrible interview with Stephanopoulos, which they didn't mention anything about that. Oh, Jesus, I wouldn't accept a car from China if they gave it to you. I don't know. I would. I'd accept it and turn around and give it to the poor or send it back to China. China. In interviews this week, many voters said they still support Biden. Okay. but they also expressed concern at the lack of enthusiasm for his candidacy could cause a lot of voters to stay home. And they'd just be handing it to Donald Trump. Oh. Some are concerned as well about the impact on his continued candidacy would have on down ballot races at a time when control of the U.S. House and Senate are also up for grabs. Although he's gotten some of his strongest support in recent days from black officials, what does it matter? He hasn't gotten anything. One of the unifying factors for most Democrats, and blah, blah, anxiety among rank and file, off private. Okay. This is all just polls. Huh. This person in Saginaw will turn 18 before the November election. He says he and his friends who watched the debate were shocked by what they saw. Um, sure. The DNC doesn't have anybody in the first place. At this point, you could get your worst candidates to go up against him. We're talking like Ross Perot. You know, he get Ross Perot to go up against him and beat him. Uh, he plans to vote for Biden despite his age, but may focus more on local and state races. Yeah, I've been saying this to everybody. Pay attention to your local and your state races, and let the big boys play because they're having so much fun in your sandbox using your money. That name sounds familiar. Pamela Pugh, lifelong resident running in the Democrat primary for a battleground district, demurred when she asked whether Biden should be the Democrat nominee. She said down ballot candidates like her will need to rely on themselves for voter turnout to attract voters. Isn't that what you should be doing in the first place? Is relying on yourself and your policy and no, all about the black people and the young people voting strong numbers for Biden. That's what they need. That's all they're not really giving me a whole lot of news here. This is all just fluff. I guess you have to write fluff pieces whenever you don't have anything. Speaking of fluff pieces, we have this one here. See, I forgot that he was going to do that little thing last night that he did. My plan was to read through some of this 2025 project. Oh, it is so garbage. I mean, it's got a few like good points in there, but overall, it's just like whoever wrote this did not really think through this. You know what it sounds like. This 2025 project, and just as a cursory glance, after reading it, I got the impression of a certain bearded individual, that liked to have his ankles and his face in the same image. I swear to God, that's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of that whole little what is it, man's group that he had. It was the seminal order or something like that. That's what it reminded me of. It was so poorly written and cultish and just ridiculous. I was like, yeah, I don't see how anybody can even listen up to this. Someone will have to dig up Ross Perot. Hey, still would do better. So they keep wanting to say that this is all about Trump, that Trump was behind all of this. I'm like, I don't think Trump gives two shits about this. It doesn't even register on his brain, and it's so poorly written that you're just like, really? Watching an old man's med wear off is what we saw. That's right. That's right. Conservative think tank is planning for a complete overhaul of the federal government in the event of a Republican presidential win. It suggested that President Joe Biden might try to hold the White House by force if he loses the November election. Well, yeah, it won't be him. It will be his lackeys. Hey, Aaron Olivia, long time no see. I hope you're doing well. If it takes 900 pages to get your point across, then you failed. Yes. The lawlessness of Biden administration at the border and staffing considerations, the routine defiance of our court rulings makes clear that the current president and his administration not only possess the means, but perhaps also the intent to circumvent constitutional limits. The report issued just ahead of the RNC and 4 months from the presidential election shows how conservative groups support these. I don't trust it. Don't care. I don't trust this, and I just don't really think that anybody should be following this kind of rhetoric bullcrap. Now, the Heritage Foundation and other pro-Trump groups have continued to promote the same false claims of the election fraudulency that fueled Trump's attempts to stay in office despite his 2020 loss to Biden. Well, those efforts culminated in January 6th, where where people were invited into the Capitol. When rioters sought to stop a peaceful transfer of power. Okay. But they didn't, and it was never going to happen. During a news conference to discuss the report, the authors warned about the upcoming election, employing a technique Trump has used throughout his political career to cast doubt on the validity of an election in case he loses. But that's what they're doing. Hmm. I don't buy any of this garbage. This to me, that although they're giving the Heritage Foundation or supposed Heritage Foundation or some crap like that all the glory for this is this is fake bull crap. I'm not even going to read this stuff because it's stupid. This is complete garbage, and I think anybody's listening to it, they should just move on, because Trump hasn't even endorsed that kind of thought or speech. Garbage. Trump lawyers press judge to overturn hush money conviction. Okay, that's not what that was. Okay. Okay. His lawyers are employing a New York judge to overturn this conviction and dismiss the case, arguing his historic trial was tainted by evidence that shouldn't have been allowed because the Supreme Court's recent presidential immunity ruling. In a court filing made public Thursday, the former president's lawyers expanded on their view that the Manhattan prosecutors had rashly and wrongly hurried to try Trump while the High Court was still considering his immunity claims. Rather than wait for the Supreme Court's guidance, the prosecutors scoffed with hubris at President Trump's immunity motions and insisted on rushing to trial. Yes, because they needed a win, because they knew this stuff was going to happen with Biden. They needed him in jail. Damn it. And they failed. Oh, Trump's lawyers told Blanche and Emily Bove wrote they urged Judge Juan Merchan to address these injustices. Duty bound to do so in light of Supreme Court's decision. Yeah, he's not going to change his mind. They are urged Merchan to toss out not only the jury's verdict, but the indictment, which would prevent prosecutors from retrying the case. Merchan said he'll rule on the defense's request on September 6th. And will sentence Trump on September 18th if such is still necessary. The Manhattan District's Attorney's Office has until July 24th to respond to the defense's filing and declined comment on Thursday. Supreme Court's July 1st immunity decision, that's not what it was, gave broad protections to presidents and insulated them from prosecution for official acts. It also restricted prosecutors from citing any official acts as evidence in trying to prove a presidential unofficial actions violation of the law. The Supreme Court did not define what constitutes as an official act, of course, but they decided to expound upon it. And it's just FBI, open up! Oh, there he is. Hey, girl.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Okay.
How you doing?
I forgot my other headset, so I can't really. I don't know if this was going to work.
Okay. Well, can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear great.
Yeah.
Yeah. but I've got some serious bedhead going on, so I don't
Oh,
know if I want to deal with
that
that
sounds
right now.
awesome.
It's
Listen, like listen, ladies
quite
and gentlemen,
glorious.
she sounds all sleepy, and she's got that just woke up, looks over at you and goes, "You wanna?"
Sure,
She'll come
something
in.
like
She'll come in. She'll show you some shoulders, Zach.
maybe later,
how
Sam.
how how have things been going? How have things been going
Good,
for you? Are you keeping
good.
busy?
Oh gosh, I've been slammed with work, which should be a good thing, but
Yeah.
it's not doing the stuff I want to do, so whatever.
Well, that that's what happens. What do you think about all this latest Laura Owens shenanigans?
Um, I'm not sure. I've got a couple of question marks. I saw he's been in communication, or Dingus has been in communication with the bar, so
Yeah.
sounds like uh, could be reason why he's cooling his heels a little bit.
Do you think? I don't know. I don't think I think he's going to continue to throw crap out there.
Oh,
I
of
think he's
course.
going to continue to throw crap out there because that's he can't resist. Hey, Miami, good to see you. Enjoy and travel safely.
It's just been a little slow, so I was wondering, curious.
Yeah, yeah. I think he may be slow in his roll because he's only getting paid so much money from her, and it's also a lost cause. I
Yeah,
mean,
she's also posted more stuff for sale on Facebook Marketplace
oh, of
or on
course,
Facebook. I mean, quite a
she's
bit
got
actually.
she's got bills to pay. I mean, who wouldn't want a pair of her used underwear?
Ew, pass.
I'm sure there's some sick people out there that would pay good money for it. Hey, Welsh lady. Oh my gosh.
Well, maybe she could take that under advisement.
Yeah. I mean, there's always OnlyFans, you know.
That's true.
I'm sure that, at 91 pounds, people really want to see that. God.
Well, I'm not going to go there.
What? What the
I need
hell?
more coffee for snark.
Oh yes, I agree. No, I was just looking through that. Why are they going after coal again? This is so crazy. Demand for rare elements used in clean energy could help clean up abandoned coal mines in Appalachia. Oh,
Say that again.
it says demand for rare elements used in clean energy. Demand for rare elements used in clean energy. You realize you know, there's okay. I guess a rare element used for clean energy would be coal itself.
Coal, right?
Yeah, because that's how you create clean energy is you have to have the heat firing in the furnaces that produces the power, keep your power plant up and running. And so you got to have that power plant up and running so you can charge your Tesla to get you a couple hundred miles every
I thought the
3 or 4 hours.
they need cobalt, right?
They need cobalt, lithium, but they still need coal. I mean, they're coal powered cars because that's one of the most common uses of coal is to power plants.
How
And
fun would that be if you had to shovel a bunch of coal in your car every morning?
well, I mean, you're doing more than that every morning, especially if you're in these areas that. I mean, I remember that. I mean, that's just what's used. It's coal. The majority of it they use coal. Very like almost no wind, almost no solar for powering up. Your home, your cars, and I mean, this is what it is. Costs a lot of money. I mean, coal is pretty inexpensive if you think about it on a whole, but that's not what they're talking about. Down a long gravel road tucked in the hills of West Virginia, Mountain Mama. There aren't they aren't mining the coal that powered the steel mills and the locomotives and the electric cars. Rather, researchers are finding that groundwater pouring out of this and other abandoned coal mines contains rare earth elements and other valuable metals that are vital to making everything from electric vehicle motors to rechargeable batteries to fighter jets smaller, lighter, and more powerful. The pilot project run by the West Virginia University of West Virginia, oh Jesus, is now part of an intensifying worldwide race to develop a secure supply of valuable metals. So what are they? So what are they? What are the metals that they're looking for? Because they're not telling you. I'm looking. Drainage from coal pipes, abandoned mines has turned waterways red from iron ore and turquoise from aluminum. Okay. That's it. All right. I'm looking here. Metals are working to extract are lightweight. Okay. What is it? What are they looking for? I'm not seeing it.
Huh.
They're just talking about iron. That's it. Okay. This is stupid. This is really
Iron
stupid.
ore is pretty cool.
Yeah, but it's still stupid. Those aren't rare materials.
No.
Okay, this is stupid. This is I don't what idiot wrote this crap. Mark
Nothing
Levy?
burger.
Yeah, it's a nothing burger. He's an idiot. Oh, he covers politics and state government for the AP. He's based in Harrisburg. Well, Mark, you're an idiot. Iron is not a rare mineral. Just saying. That's you're a moron. He's a complete idiot. I've never seen anybody write something so stupid or crazy in my life.
Oh, come on.
Oh, well, that's true. That is true. I mean, I don't know if you've seen any. We talked about this last night with MG. Um, how much you followed this at all? Otter Creek, Florida. People are coming to town from out of state to visit a place in Otter Creek called Tube Town, created by a well-known social media personality. One visitor says they were threatened, and now one man will go before a judge Friday morning. Tubetown is based on a YouTube channel. What you doing, Willis? Wes Dockery was visiting with his family from Illinois to come and sign a guest book and get a bumper sticker at Tubetown. But he says when he was leaving the neighborhood, a neighbor across the street pulled out a gun. For my 8-year-old to see that, she was just crying. Well, 60-year-old John Cook is in the Levy County Jail and charged with aggravated assault after he was accused of threatening Dockery and his family last week. Dockery's daughters saw a blessing box on Cook's front yard, but he says he called her back to the car after she went over. Dockery says Cook yelled at them, so he rolled down his window. I was like, "What'd you say?" And he goes, "To do whatever you want." Is what I like, what? And he goes, "To do whatever you want," and yells it again. I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "You're going to lose anyway." However, there's two sides to the story. Cook's ex-wife that still lives on the property, and there's a child there also that is supposedly mentally not quite there and has other issues and development issues, and it's weird. It's creepy. She poops in a bucket. Wasn't home when the incident took place, but does believe that Cook could do that. Um, he said that a man had drove by a slow filming and that the man had shouted something to him and he had been behind the magnolia tree. Okay. Dockery says after Cook yelled at him and then Cook pointed his gun at the car, and I'm thinking if I pull off, he's going to start shooting or what. And so I wanted to try to talk him down. Preston says Cook was at home, but if he did pull out his gun, he had every right to do so. No. Instantly threw it in reverse, and when his hand came out the window with something held out the window, John doesn't see very well, and well, he couldn't tell the difference between a gun or a phone. And Deputies say lack of evidence and conflicting statements hampered the investigation before warrant was issued and served. Um, all after that, evidence of the supposed assault was recovered, as well as the gun. So yeah, he
People
got
are coming to Otter Creek from out of state because of a social media influencer. And one person says they were threatened, and another man will now face a judge tomorrow because of it. TV20's Kayla Lewis breaks down the two sides of the story.
Right behind me is a place called Tube Town here in Otter Creek based on a YouTube channel. Wes Dockery was visiting with his family from Illinois to come and sign this guest book. But he says when he was leaving, the neighbor across the street pulled out a gun.
For my 8-year-old to see that, and then she just was crying.
60-year-old John Cook is in the Levy County Jail and charged with aggravated assault after he was accused of threatening Dockery and his family last week. Dockery says Cook yelled at them, so he rolled down his window.
And I was like, what'd you say? And he goes, do whatever you want. I was like, what? And he goes, do whatever you want. Yelled it again. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he goes, you're going to lose anyway.
But there's two sides of the story. Cook's ex-wife, Michelle Preston, wasn't home when the incident.
So she wasn't home, so anything she has to say is irrelevant. That's one of Hollis' favorite words. Irrelevant. Dockery has now his own YouTube channel. Yeah, he does. He does. Called Tube Town. Oh my God.
Yeah, his mugshot looks really jaundiced.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not a healthy man.
No.
It's so crazy. It is so crazy. Oh, I don't believe he would do that. Okay. It doesn't matter. Because in her own words, I don't believe he would do that. It doesn't matter. They got evidence that he did. And the handgun.
Incident took place, but doesn't believe Cook would do that.
He said that a man had drove by slow filming.
There you go. So she's taking his word over.
Of course.
So how is he supposed to know if somebody's driving by filming? If he supposedly can't see, he can't see that far. So why would he say that somebody came by filming? Then I would just assume that they've got a camera.
Yeah, not a gun.
Not a gun.
Yeah.
And I would probably just turn around and walk away. Just be like, okay.
And that the man had shouted something to him.
No, he shouted to his daughter to get back in the car. Don't go to the blessing box. Get away from there. Stay away from that. And that's whenever he pulled a gun out and pointed it at an 8-year-old child.
And he had been behind the magnolia tree.
Dockery says after Cook yelled at him, that's when Cook pointed his gun at their car.
And I'm thinking, if I pull off, is he going to start shooting or what? So I want to try to talk him down.
Preston says Cook was at home, and if he did pull out his gun, he had every right to do so.
No. If you pull out your gun and you point it at somebody, that's called assault. And if it's a gun, it's assault with a deadly weapon. And that's what he's being charged with.
Oh, is it?
Yep. Yeah. And he's got a bond hearing today.
Instantly threw it in reverse. And when he did, his hand came out the window with something held out the window.
But you just said he was filming. So that would make sense to me that if you're saying that he's filming, then yeah, she wasn't there. This is just what he said. He said to her, and she said to the news, as you know, she is the holy a stripper that is also a minister.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have a holy.
John doesn't see very well.
Then why was he out there? Why was he even pulling a firearm? Her child doesn't pay attention either. And she has a hard time seeing because that's what she does. She lies.
He couldn't tell the difference between a gun or a phone.
Levy County Sheriff's deputies say lack of evidence and conflicting statements hampered the investigation before a warrant was served.
There you go.
Well, wouldn't that affect his license if he can't see well enough to tell if something's a gun or a phone? Should he be having a license for a gun?
No, that won't matter. That won't matter. But all that matters is he had a firearm, and he'll be a felon over this. If I'm not mistaken, he is already a felon. Yeah, I think he's already a felon. So him having a firearm, he shouldn't have had it in the first place. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Sir Frank Otter, he says he's not even supposed to have a gun. Yeah. What Jeremy has reported was that his felony charges were pleaded down. Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
Is the hearing this morning?
Yeah, the hearing will be happening this morning. He'll have a bond hearing. So that will be interesting to see. All storm, brother.
Two things. Good morning, Rosalind. How are you?
I'm good.
You sound like you're about as awake as I am.
Oh, she is. She's so awake. She was like, "Oh, I have." She's like, "I have bad head, and I'm feeling like so tired."
She's getting audience excited. Yeah,
yes,
I get it.
Audience is over there. All you can hear is Zach going, "Yes," from like 100 miles away.
All right, two things. Number one, if you can't tell the difference between a phone and a gun, why do you have one?
Mm-hmm.
Number two, they charged him with aggravated assault with no intent to kill. If somebody's pointing a firearm at me, I assume that their intent is to kill.
Yes. Yes.
Always.
I still don't know how they came up with that.
Because they're trying to play it a little nice because of his tainted history. If I'm not mistaken, he's already a felon. He shouldn't have a firearm in the first place.
Do we know that for sure though? Because I've heard it both ways.
I don't know that for sure. That's why I was like, I'm not positive, but I think that if he is, then he's not supposed to have one.
Well, yeah, I know that.
I did see MLS in here. Maybe he knows.
No, I don't think anybody is able to on that one too well. I'm just saying if he's supposed to.
If he is a felon, then yeah, he's in even bigger trouble. But
yeah. I mean, more than likely, what's going to happen is they're going to bond him out, and then Lynette will like start going, well, this is all Jeremy Hale's fault. This had nothing to do with Jeremy whatsoever.
No, but it does, because he has Tube Town set up and all these people come by and his fans, and all they do is harass them, Shizzy.
They don't even pay attention to him. I mean, here's the thing. If I lived across the street from Jeremy Hale's, okay.
Yeah.
And I was running a turtle reserve, I would probably not act a fool and like maybe keep my place cleaned up, and maybe on top of that, like maybe have a little donation thing and have it set up where people could, view the turtles from a distance if they wanted to, and make it like a pleasurable experience.
Well, to me, the part that really sucks is, you have a 8-year-old little girl who's wanting to do something nice. I assume she was going to put something in the blessing box, and then all this happens.
Yes. That right there is the scary part. Now she's got a gun going in her face.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
He's gonna
I'm
be.
just it's just a mess.
It is. It is. The whole
I mean,
thing's a mess.
well, and there was this thing that I saw. I showed this to I showed this the other day. This was probably one of the um most interesting things that I saw. Give me just a second here. So this one came across to me.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm on here first thing this morning, and part of it's I got to eat crow today. You know why? Well, part of it has to do with Mr. John Cook. Since there was he hadn't been picked up to date, I thought there wasn't enough evidence to do anything about it because it's been some time since he was accused of holding a weapon on 3 visitors to Otter Creek. I stand corrected. Not only was there apparently enough evidence there, the Sheriff's Department of Levy County has now conducted a search warrant on the property that he resides in over in Otter Creek and have arrested him because of the evidence that they found and had during their investigation. And this whole time that we were contemplating whether there was any real truth to what was going on, I guess we can put that to rest at this point. Mr. Hales went on live a little bit ago and let it out. I figured before I get too much hate mail, I better get on here and issue an apology for doubting that Levy County was not necessarily following through.
That's enough. See, that's the problem with trying to spread BS of saying, oh, there's not enough evidence. That can't be true because they haven't. Dude, until you know all the facts, just don't opine on it.
Don't say anything. There's too many people that want to get in, not just this, but anything.
Yes.
Too many people want to have that first reaction. They want to say something as opposed to being like, no, wait until everything comes out.
Until all of it comes out, and
Right.
then you'll see exactly what's happening. I mean,
Yeah, it's hard to do with the Hales because he's the king of the clickbait headline.
Yeah.
I never really know if there's a story there.
Exactly. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. That's why you have to take it on face value instead of just going, oh, this has to be it.
So how long ago did this happen? Because this guy made it seem like it happened like weeks ago or something.
It happened for I would be wrong in saying that I know when this happened.
Yeah.
3 days ago.
Oh.
3 days ago.
Well, he made it sound like it was like weeks or months ago. It was like, oh, it happened so long ago. 3 days is not a long time.
Let's see if I've got.
I don't know. Oh, it was last week.
Yeah. Yeah, it happened a while back. Oh, here's oh geez. Let's see, we've got this here.
Oh, the Gray Bar Hotel is one of my
here
favorites.
we go. This is what and this is What You Doing, Willis, which is, this is from his channel. So if you want to go subscribe to the gentleman, I'll add this in here.
You'll be able to see exactly what happened. So just turn it around. This is going to be the first clip right here. I need to put my glasses on so I can see. Let's zoom you in a little bit. So once again, this is the first clip. Once they pulled up, you can see Wes. He just got out of the car and he's about to let Jacelyn out. And here's clip number 1.
Okay, so here's the blessing box, and
Okay.
right across the street they've put up a big sign that says it's a shell thing. Tortoise
rescue. Yeah.
with big, weird, smiley, creepy faces on it. Okay. So this is right across the street, and he's letting her out, and this is the little blessing box that she's going to be dropping something in.
Remember, this is all we wrote this ahead of time.
And it's raining.
We're making sure that we added the rain too. All right, that was the first clip. Here, watch it again. We just go back to see. Remember, he drove there to intentionally do. I don't know. All right, that's clip number 1. All right, this is the second shot. Again, I apologize. It's a little bit hazy, but here we go. So they went to the mailbox, opened the mailbox. One pin fell out. She's reaching in there. It looks like Wes is grabbing the guest book. All right, watch it again.
Signing a guest book.
This whole time, Wes is planning on, I don't know. Okay, so there's clip number 2. All right, here's the third clip. Now, if you went and watched Wes's shorts, you'll see, obviously, he's filming and he's recording this as well about the experience getting to Tubetown. So they are getting back in the car because it's raining. Now, be sure to go over to Family Adventures with Wes and see them signing the guest books. Again, we're going to play it again for you so everybody can watch it. Watch it in real time.
Then close the door. Signs.
Let Jason in the car, and he gets in the car. Now they're signing the guest book.
Yep.
Okay, in this clip, it looks like the rain's slowing down. He's getting out to put the book back. She's getting back out.
Got a phone.
Obviously, looks like a happy family coming down to see Tubetown. Once again, you can watch it again. Rain slowing down. They're getting
Well,
out
I
the
took
car,
a
putting
picture
the
of a
guest
little
book back.
selfie.
She's making sure the door's shut. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is where he found the red turtle. I'm not sure. But
So this is the blessing box. This is what they're calling it. It's where they have the mailbox. It has stickers for people who want to visit Tubetown.
Okay.
There's a guest book in there. So it's not a mailbox. That's why they've got it painted red, or else, they're just to identify that no, this is the item that we're using where you can sign a guest book. It's like one of those little library boxes that you see in people's yards and stuff.
look, she's happy. He's looking at her for something. Okay, now in this shot, looks like they got done taking some pictures. Now they're going to walk out and they're going to take pictures of across the street, which is totally legal. And they advertise their rescue. So here, let's watch it again. Doesn't look like there's any ill will or ill intent at all. I mean, if there does, you're just looking at things a whole different perspective. Now they're back. They went and took a picture. Now back he's going to take a few more pictures. I guess he's, when we wrote the script, I was telling him, you need to walk around a lot. Well, I hope you're not getting bored just yet, because there's more footage to come, and you will be able to see, maybe wildlife. I don't know what it is, but you're going to be able to see something that is very interesting.
What is on his ear?
Probably, I don't know, a pen, cigarette. I don't know.
That's too big to be a pen.
Okay, here's the clip. You see the end of the car right there? When I start the clip, you'll see it zoom out the picture. Then keep your...
All right, so John Cook is back here behind there, that little area there. So John Cook is going to be standing over here somewhere behind this magnolia tree. Yeah, I can tell that's a magnolia tree, believe it or not.
Your eyes peeled right in this area. There's a tree right here. Keep your eyes peeled right there. And we're going to dissect this a little bit. Ready? Oh, there it goes. So obviously they were driving by. Okay, you've seen that, right? So we are going to zoom in on it, and we're going to dissect what Wes had said about
Is that his
how he
microphone?
hollers something.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
microphone.
That's what it is. Okay.
He's got the microphone attached to his hat. That makes sense.
And then Wes had stopped. It's like, what'd you say or whatever? And then and Wes, obviously, it's all going to be in the police report. But then
I don't know.
he obviously kept having some sort of communication, and then turned and looked directly at the camera. And then after he looks at the camera, the next shot goes. Well, by this time, he's now walked back up in between the campers, which is where Wes said that, if I'm not mistaken, he's close to the campers where he said to where he pulled out the gun. So obviously, with the fence there, you can't see it. He obviously knew the camera was filming, and that's probably why he looked directly at it to make sure whenever he got out of sight of the camera, he could do what he did. So let's zoom in and watch that. Yep, Tweety's still meowing. Once again, there's the car. I'm going to hit play and watch what happens. Turns around. Something's being said. Turns back around. Turns around again. Then turns and looks directly at the camera. If you watch the
You've seen
video,
Bigfoot.
they were driving by leaving, and that's when he turned. Say what, we're going to zoom in even more.
Right there.
That's when he turned and said something to Wes and them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See? Turns. Something's going on. Turns back around. Turns around again. And then turns and looks directly at the camera.
Yep.
We're going to pause it when he looks directly at the camera.
Oh, so bad. It's not.
There he goes. There's the interaction. There's something's going down. So again, I don't know what was said.
And
that's exactly what happened. And then evidently, once he got further back, that
was 3 days ago that he released this one.
Oh, okay.
So it's possible that it was a week ago that he just now got that stuff out there. And of course, they're also not jumping on the first thing that comes up and saying, "Oh, this is horrible, bad." He's actually had this information for a while and probably turned it over to the police.
Well, his face was so pixelated, I couldn't tell if he was looking at the camera or not.
No, I couldn't either.
Yeah, no, I couldn't tell.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
But if it's raining, I seriously doubt the guy's hanging out his window yelling at John.
Well, it had stopped raining, so at that point, there's so much there to unpack. It really is just a dumpster fire. Yes, I agree 100%. Oh, it's
sorry. I've got a really noisy bird out here.
Love it. I love it. Birds aren't real. You know what? That's a spy drone.
I know.
It's a government drone. So
the feds. They must have heard what I said last night watching the press conference.
Well, those two are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Oh yeah. Oh, better hope Bigfoot doesn't hear you comparing him to this derp.
Poor Bigfoot.
It's a fiery trainload of dumpsters heading for a cliff. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't have all the details of it, and I can only speculate on the stuff that I see. It doesn't look good.
No.
It doesn't look good for any of these folks to be doing foolish stuff. And that I don't know. There's too many even YouTubers out there. They're happy to jump on these things and say things that are not true. We've seen that happen before.
Well, in a way, I kind of get it, because I'm sure that they've had a bunch of people go over there and probably harass them just because of all their past shenanigans. Yes. So I get why he's paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, for crying out loud, when you see a dad walk up with his little girl in hand, do you really think he's going to be brandishing a weapon?
No.
I mean,
no,
I don't care if he could see or not.
Yeah. He has a prison record in Illinois. No, see,
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. See, John Cook registers on my radar about as much as a neighbor three doors down from me. They
Right.
don't like. I don't know them. We don't talk. I mean, I think we've said things a couple of times, but
You and Cook, you've only said things a couple times to each other.
yeah. I've never talked to the guy. I don't even. I outside of that picture, I couldn't have called him out in a room full of two people. Okay.
I don't know. The yellow tint might give it away.
The yellow tint to his skin.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. Jeez.
I don't know if it's a blue jay, but he's noisy. It sounds like it probably is a blue jay that's giving you a hard time.
I don't know.
They do tend to have that squawk.
Yeah.
Big old birds too.
Oh God,
But yeah,
those babies are some of the ugliest babies ever.
Yeah.
God,
Are you
scary.
you talking about John Crook and Lynette? What?
Oh dear, God, no! Please don't
Oh God,
procreate.
no. Here's some. I'll give you guys some good news. Okay. Here's the good news. Groceries are expensive, but they don't have to break the bank. Here's some tips to save. Stop eating. If you notice that you're paying more before for the same amount of groceries, well, you're not the only one because inflation is easing slightly, is what they say.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. But grocery prices are still high. No, that's not. Inflation is not easing. Grocery prices are going to be up high and is on average since inflation started to surge. No, inflation started to surge less than 3 years ago.
Yes.
When inflation rises, it reduces people's ability to afford groceries by increasing the overall cost of goods. No.
Really?
Unlike some other items,
This is mind blowing. This is
can't-
mind blowing reporting.
I know.
Riveting.
You can't stop buying groceries when they get pricey. There's
just
nothing
quit
you can
eating.
do about
That's better.
inflation. But you can find ways to save on groceries so they don't heavily impact your wallet or your eating habits. Right.
You think
Here's
you think
here's some-
maybe this is the government's way of trying to solve the obesity crisis?
It's not working.
You can't buy food, so
No, they'll just raise how much money they take away from you and give to people that are on welfare. That's all it is.
Well, they want the people on welfare to be obese so that they can need more medications. So then they
Yes.
get it on the other side. And it's a wreck.
Breaking news.
Don't even
It's
get
all
me started on the FDA.
yeah.
Repeat after me. Inflation is year over year. Why people can't understand this pisses me off to no end. Hey, breaking news. It's all expensive. Yes. I love it. Hey, Biden said prices are down. They're down.
From
Where? I want to go to that store.
Oh, yes.
The store where the prices are down. I want to go to that one.
Yeah. Try some coupons. Oh, Kirsten started using coupons back when she was in high school after her parents lost their jobs during the 2008 housing crash. Whenever we bailed out the mortgage companies that were providing bad loans that were created by our wonderful politicians in power that said everyone deserves to get a loan. It's not equitable if they don't get a loan. It's racist if you don't give them a loan. And they said, oh, the only way we can do this is if we charge higher interest rates because they're not backed. And they're like, no, you can't charge higher interest loans. If they need $1 million home, you need to give them a loan for $2 million. And that's what they did.
Never mind the fact that they'll never be able to afford the first payment.
Right. Now she's using her social media platform to help others learn how to save. when times like these
Aw.
come up, coupons are a necessity for so many Americans. That's it's not going to provide you much relief. And the amount of time that you're wasting on searching coupons or shopping from store to store, you could have been used in making money.
Yeah.
So everybody that thinks, oh, I'm a coupon clipper and that's really helpful, trust me, 35 cents off of something is not very helpful.
No.
Especially if you're driving 20 miles just because that's the store that has the coupon or a better coupon
the
deal.
triple coupon day.
Yes.
Get in on that action.
Yeah. Many might think that using coupons means cutting them out of a magazine. While you can certainly do that, there's now easier ways to get the discounts. Many stores like Walmart and Target have coupons available on their apps. They also have them hanging in the store as you're going through the store.
Here's the problem with coupons. It's never on the stuff I buy.
Nope.
Nope.
No,
And
I've never been able to find coupons on Jack Daniels or
Nope. And I've contacted them and they still won't send me a coupon. I don't get it.
No, I don't get it either.
We tried that whole remember those shows where they would have like the people that would like be super coupon clippers and it would show, oh, look at how much money I saved at the grocery store and
Yeah.
And we tried that for like a couple months. And there's only so much soap I need.
Right.
I didn't, we didn't, finally one day I looked at Diva and I said, honey, we're not saving any money and we're buying a bunch of useless crap we don't need.
Yep.
Why are we doing this? And it's
my favorite. Okay.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead. My favorite is like at CVS, when you get the mile-long receipt, which you don't have to do that anymore, but they always give you the coupons for the things you just bought.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like, wait, what? Thanks a lot.
That's so annoying, isn't it? Oh my God. It's like, why didn't you give this to me before I bought it? I don't need it now.
Or the coupon is for like the next size up. So what you do is you go, you know what? I want to do a return on this. I just want to do a return. And then you take that little coupon and you clip it out and go over in there and get the larger size. And use the coupon.
Look, call me lazy, call me whatever you want to. That's just way too much effort for so little gain.
It is. But here's something that my wife and I, we were talking about, because, her being a lawyer, she bills by the hour, and she was getting ready to go to a conference, and I'm talking with her and she was just like, yeah, it's going to take about 6 hours to get down there, because I think she's going to Amelia Island. So yeah, looking at about 6 hours to get there. And I was like, okay, how much do you bill per hour? She says how much she bills per hour. And I was like, how much is a flight round trip going to cost you? This much. I said, and just think, whenever you get there like 4 hours early, that you can sit down and get some work done.
Yeah.
So wouldn't it make more sense for you to take a flight and not to drive 6 hours and be exhausted by the time you got there, and then have to turn around and a few days later drive back another 6 hours? That's 12 hours of billable time right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So yeah, and that's the way I view couponing. It's just like, how much time is it going to take me to pull up some app, figure out what coupons that they have on stuff that I purchase? Generally, they're not. And it's just a waste of time. But hey, track current spending. Yeah, like the guy did, where he goes, oh, like 100, I spent $100 and this is what it got me. And then turns around. That was in 2020, 2022, 2023, or even right at the beginning of 2022. Yeah. Beginning of 2020. Yeah. Sit down. He says, yeah, this is what my bill was in 2020 for these products. And so I pulled them up again, and it was like $400 for the exact same products. And it wasn't anything, weird. It was just like, some soap and some, meat and cereal and milk or something crap like that.
Right. We're spending about the exact same on groceries as we did when we had all three kids in the house.
Yeah, I believe that. I
It
think
is.
our grocery bill went from like $500 a month to about $300 a week.
Yeah, that's about right. That is about right. Making a budget is key to keeping grocery spending under control. Yeah, that is not no. If I keep a budget and my government doesn't keep a budget, there's where the problem is.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't tell me I need a budget if my government can't do that. But if my government wasn't sending $80 billion to Ukraine, my milk might not be so expensive. If they hadn't shut down the Keystone Pipeline, if they hadn't shut down all of the oil fields, or a good portion of the oil fields, maybe things like this would be, a little bit easier.
Well, I wouldn't mind so much if my salary actually kept up with it, but it doesn't.
No.
They don't adjust my salary for inflation.
No.
And see, this right here is such garbage. Shop online. If you tend to wander off your grocery list because every time you go to the store you buy things you don't need, shopping online and picking up curbside is a good workaround. No, because they charge you more for that.
Yes.
Sit down Sunday morning, just look at the stores and compare the items you need for the week, especially with things you can get for curbside pickup. If you buy your groceries from multiple stores because each has better prices on some items, ordering ahead of time can also save time. No, this is a bad idea. This is a really bad idea. Involve your family in saving, which means basically get your family to stick their money in a bank so that way you don't own it anymore. That's a good idea. Food sharing apps. Oh, you can save money by using food sharing apps.
What? What's a food sharing app?
It's food that tells people where you can buy something on a discount. Basically, it's like a coupon. Oh, look,
okay.
Here's this place is cheaper over here. It's like
so I'm having to burn up my $5 a gallon gas going from store to store because it's 50 cents cheaper.
Oh, but you can save time if you go and get it curbside.
I'm still having to drive.
Come on, those are details we don't have to think about. I mean, especially if you're in the rural area, like, oh, so I have to drive, 30 miles to get to Walmart. I have to drive another 20 miles in the opposite direction to get to Aldi, and then I have to drive, 15 miles the other direction to go to Kroger, and 65 miles just to get to the damn Publix, and they're all in opposite directions, north, south, east, and west. Really? Like, that's going to save me time picking up curbside.
Well, it's like Diva used to tell me about how when she was growing up, they lived in a very rural area and they would go to town once a week.
Yep.
It's not like, here where everything is close by and, it's like, oh yeah, I can go get some milk. Oh, I forgot this. Okay. I'll just run back out. No big deal. Mm-hmm. No, it was like, if you didn't get everything in that trip, you were just done for the week.
Yep. Oh, forgot the milk. Well, no milk.
Oh, well, too bad.
Water tastes really good in cereal.
Oh God, you get that powdered milk.
Oh.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
Gross.
And if you try to take it from your cow, well, they'll come and arrest you for that one.
Oh yeah.
Then they'll destroy your cow.
That's rude.
Well, at least you'll be able to eat.
Well, no, they then you have to throw the meat away because it's tainted.
Yes. Okay.
True.
It's
like, yeah, one reason not to live in the sticks. Oh no, there's plenty of reason to live in the sticks. You just learn how to survive a little bit better. You
Yeah.
end up doing things like learning how to can your own vegetables, smoke your own meat. Yeah, you learn those little tricks whenever you live out the sticks. You're like, I can survive off of this. You know, there's nothing better than having a good squirrel stew.
Squirrel and dumplings.
Squirrel and dumplings. Oh,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It is an amazing thing. The wonderful things you can do with wildlife. No, and I mean this in all seriousness. Like whenever we visited England, you'll see a lot of buildings have these pigeonholes. And what it is where the pigeon's dove will nest in the building. And what they would do is the birds will nest in there, and they take the eggs and use the eggs. And whenever it gets really cold and you can't get to any food, you've got pigeons that you can eat.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder what squab tastes like.
If birds
don't
aren't
know.
real, what are their eggs?
Their eggs are recharging stations.
No, that's what the power lines are. The power lines are the recharging stations.
Gotcha. You need some more sex. What? Expert. What's up, brother?
What's he doing with his thumb? Jeez.
I don't know. He's always getting kinky with it. He can't help it. Oh my God. Max Murrah, stop it, Max. Jesus. Holy crap. Oh my God. Dude's raging.
I missed it. What happened?
Oh my God. Oh my Lord.
What do you do? Send you stuff?
Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages of walls of texts. Oh my God,
Nice.
Max Murrah. This is just AI. Just an AI of an AI.
Yeah.
He's just happy to see you. Oh God. First laugh today. Oh, you have to laugh more. Love y'all. Yes. Brother, we're looking forward to tonight. Oh, Friday Night Live is going to be just unbelievably fun. So what do you have going on today, Rosalind? Oh, she's probably
she probably went to get coffee.
Yeah, I think that's probably what she's doing. I should probably sit and get some more coffee too.
Yes, sounds great.
How about I do this? I'll give us some coffee music for a little bit. Does that work for you? Or do you want to talk with the
Love
people?
it. No, let's do coffee.
All right, we're gonna grab some coffee. Be right back.
Morning sun, it's a brand new day. Gotta shake the sleep. Gotta find my way to the kitchen where the coffee's hot. Take a little break, give it all I got. Rise and brew, yeah, rise and brew. Gonna get my cup and start anew. Rise and brew, yeah, rise and brew. Take a little break, it's what I gotta do. Stepping out of bed, feel the reggae beat. Show get the coffee. Start a brand new day. Whiz, get up, it's time to ride. Whiz and Coffee, sweet harmony. Down in the kitchen, beans are on the line. Whiz is humming to the streaming time. The aromas rising, filling up the air. Cup of Java magic takes away the care. Whiz away the care. Rise and brew, yeah, rise and brew. Gonna get my cup and start anew. Rise and brew, yeah, rise and brew. Take a little break is what I gotta do. The sun is shining, so Whiz is dancing with his coffee cup. In the morning sunlight, he's lifting up with every sip and every funky beat. Whiz is ready to take on any feat. Whiz, get ready to take on any feat. Rise and brew, yeah, rise and brew. Gonna get my cup and start anew. Rise and brew, yeah, rise and brew. Take a little break is what I gotta do. Whiz and Coffee, sweet harmony. My balls are tingling.
It kills me every time. My bowels tingling.
Dude, I love that kid.
I know.
He's great.
Oh, so this happened over in Nepal. It is in Kathmandu.
There's a song about that.
I know. A landslide has swept away 2 passenger buses carrying more than 50 people into a swollen river. It's so awful. The 3 survivors swam to safety, but rescuers by late morning had not found any traces of the buses. So rough.
Jeez.
Thoughts and prayers out to these people's families, man. That's so horrible. Landslides, rains, floods. Imagine that. And now we've got record heats. Like it's like we have climate that changes. Sorry, I'm so
Till the ice age hits.
yes. Oh, I'm sorry. The second person has died in Vermont's flooding from Hurricane Beryl's remnants. Did it go all the way up to Vermont?
Yeah. It went all the way up to Canada, from what I understood.
Nice.
Really?
Second person has there was flooding in Vermont. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
There's so John Rice was 73 when he drove his vehicle through a flooded street Thursday morning, and Police Chief Jack Harris said the floodwaters currents swept the vehicle off the road and into a hayfield that was submerged under 10 feet of water. Rice had ignored bystanders' warnings to turn around. So this was a Darwin Award. Said St. Lieutenant Charles Wynn of the Vermont State Police. Well, Rice was recovered several hours later. And if he would have just listened to the people that were just like, no, don't go through there. I got this. Hold my beer.
No
Another
problem.
man identified as Dylan Kempton was riding an ATV late Wednesday when it was swept away by floodwaters. Another Darwin Award. His body was recovered Thursday morning. The remnants of hurricane. So these are not caused by a hurricane. Okay, these 2 deaths, you can blame them on the hurricane. They're caused by stupidity. It's as simple as that. Because it could have just been a regular rainstorm, and this person would have said, "I got this. I'm going to go ride my ATV out here. I'm going to go muddle jumping with these things, man. Hold my bear." This is stupidity, plain and simple. Don't blame this on Beryl. More than 100
We only
people
got a few inches in Dallas.
What it's supposed to be? Wasn't it supposed to be like something horrific going through Texas and you guys only got a few inches?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fun fact, dinosaurs produce more greenhouse gas than humans ever will. Example, dino farts.
Oh, brother.
Well, that's why they're trying to get rid of the cows, man.
Man,
Flatulence.
you know what?
It's causing climate change.
Causing climate change.
That's why when I buy a whole cow, I'm trying to contribute to resolving climate change.
Well, there's an easy way to get rid of this climate change thing. If you're worried about those farts, get rid of the vegetarians.
I'm not.
Yes.
I very rarely even think about them.
I try not to get that close.
Well, no, I'm serious. If you're really serious about, making this, and I'm saying this to the populace, if you're really serious about making this happen, all of those vegetables that you're growing on the land, those cut down on greenhouse gases. It's that cycle of taking in, producing oxygen out of. Just a thought. I mean, and vegetarians are just such a big waste of space. Well, not really much of a waste of space. They do have to eat a lot more than like everybody else because it just sort of runs right through them.
It's almost as if the natural order of things will resolve itself. It's funny how that happens.
It does. Huh. So, still recovering from catastrophic floods. In Plainfield, residents of a 6-unit apartment building had mere minutes to evacuate before water destroyed it. The town's emergency management director said, "Oh." Stunned residents emerged Thursday to assess damages in a series of small towns along the hilly corridor on the Winooski River, connected mostly by US Highway 2. Parts of the artery were closed along with dozens of other roads. Shelters opened in several communities. It's just mud everywhere. Yes, that's what's under you, mud, believe it or not. That's the destruction at a home who he has owned for 50 years in Plainfield. This is my impression. Catastrophic. Just never seen anything like this. The deluge dropped more than 6 inches of rain.
A man's or a woman's? There's difference. There's a difference.
There is. So that's 15 centimeters for people that don't know. The National Weather Service in Burlington. Rivers had crested at virtually all locations Thursday afternoon. It's not lost on any of us the irony of the flood falling on a 1-year anniversary to the day when many towns were hit last year. It's like it rains every year. So weird. The town is hit hardest by Burrow's rains, like east of the capital, Montpelier. I'll never say that right. Montpelier. Okay, that could be right. Which flooded last year but escaped serious damage this week. In Plainfield, a concrete bridge that collapsed and tumbled downstream was likely responsible for ripping off part of the apartment building in the 5 units. Jesus. What wasn't Biden in charge of, like, he had his bridge czar or something like that was supposedly building bridges? Yeah, we've created so many jobs this year. Occupant of another home was pulled through a window to safety moments before it was swept downstream, and a mobile home floated away with 4 pets belonging to a family that narrowly escaped. But you left the pets? What the hell is wrong with these people? Don't worry, we're going to get out of here. Close the door. Don't let the dogs out. It's just like, what the hell are you doing? Well, they were rabbits. It's okay.
In Vermont, where they sent Chloe, the dog from the Karen Reed trial.
Oh
no.
Oh, they went to wipe out Chloe? They sent Ray to wipe out Chloe? You bastards, you've killed Chloe. You bastards, you killed Chloe. Oh, God.
Poor Chloe.
Poor Chloe. It's otherworldly. It's devastating. Yeah, you want to see devastating, just go look at Nepal, where it took a bus load of people and just went, whoa, and they can't find them.
That's terrible.
Well, they'll find the buses eventually. Police cruiser crashed down to a 30-foot embankment Wednesday night when the officer tried to avoid a utility pole and power lines blocking the road in south of Burlington. Dude, why would you crash down a 30-foot embankment trying to avoid a telephone pole? Like, could you not see it? I don't know. Barrel blamed for at least 9 U.S. deaths and 11 in the Caribbean landed in Texas on Monday as a Category 1 hurricane left millions in the Houston area without power. Oh, I feel for you. Then it cut across the interior U.S. as a post-tropical cyclone that brought flooding and sometimes tornadoes from the Great Lakes to Canada to northern New England. 6 tornadoes hit New York on Wednesday. That's New York State, not New York City. Damaged homes and barns and uprooting trees and throwing little squirrels and chipmunks around like leaves in the wind. Sorry, that's not appropriate. They know.
Did it pick up steam as it got up north? I don't understand how a hurricane gets stronger that far north.
Warm air, cold air, they combine, you know.
Gotcha.
That just keeps the cyclone spinning. That's why you had a lot of tornadoes and things like that. Yeah, it'll stay as a hurricane 1. I mean, you know, that those wind speeds, if it doesn't have anything to slow it down, they'll just keep going. And usually if there's a trailer park, it aims directly for that. So if you've got a good staggered line of trailer parks, it just bounces all over the place. They're like magnets for these kinds of tragedies. Sorry, that's so bad. Flash flooding also closed roads in several New Hampshire communities, including Monroe, Dalton, Lancaster, Littleton, where officials say 20 people were temporarily stranded in a Walmart. Ooh. And crews made water rescues. Walmart store and crews made water rescues. But you had food. And if nothing, geez, you guys need to learn how to survive one of these like apocalyptic things. It's like, well, geez, you know, it's flooding. So the power's going to go out and we're going to lose electricity. So don't let the beef go bad. And you don't have to worry about it. You know, the beef going bad. All you have to do is just grab one of the grills from a different part of Walmart. You bring it over there. If you don't have a propane tank, then you get your charcoal and you get your wood and then you dump it all in there. You light that thing up. It gets, and you don't have to worry about the air because it's large enough space that it, you know, the smoke will dissipate pretty well. And then you fire up that grill and you just enjoy life. Have a nice juicy steak. And for the vegetarian, you can just say, look, there's some carrots over there.
You're going to starve. Too bad.
Well, I mean, because the biggest question will be, is this beef gluten-free? That's their biggest concern.
What?
Oh no, there's people that they put that on packages now, whether beef is gluten-free or not.
Oh dear Lord. I'm just saying people didn't have all these food allergies before they started messing with it.
That's true.
You know,
it's true. It's tough to watch folks in your community suffer and go through this again. Yes, it does. But also Darwin steps in and, you know, people
If
take
only
care of
he worked
themselves.
faster.
Well, he's only got so much to work with.
Oh. Even though Vermont is not a coastal state, it's experienced tropical weather before because Irene dropped 11 inches of rain on parts of Vermont.
Come on now.
You know, Rosalind's like, hey, you're dropping 11 inches? Where's mine?
I want some. I just need a few.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ballstrom. You were saying something.
No. I want.
After saying that, you're just like, I'm keeping my mouth.
Nope. I'm awake now. I'm not falling for that.
Again, Paul starts say it again. Oh God. 200 years from now, people will look back on weather history and think today's science went all on a 20-year bender getting stoned. Try close to 100 years. Yeah, it's been close to 100 years that they've been doing this.
Getting it wrong?
Yeah. No, they're every year there's going to be some sort of apocalyptic event that they have to have.
Yes.
That basically he says, well, back whenever I was growing up, there was supposed to be an ice age by the 1980s. There was
Right.
a 12-year plan in place, or a 10-year plan, something like that. That acid rain was going to burn a hole through the ozone.
Yep.
And that was the 80s. The 70s was the ice age was coming. It was on Time magazine, and what
I was
we
fixing
could
to say,
do
wasn't there an
prevent-
article in Time magazine about it?
Yeah. National Geographic, all of these places were saying, and all these people that are naysayers, you will see that this we're telling you all the science. This is science telling you that this is going to happen, and these are just climate deniers. These are deniers of everything. And then whenever it comes out, and they're just like, oh no, we're going to change it to global warming. We've got these global warming. And then they said, oh well, because we said it's cooling and we said it's warming, we're going to have to change it to climate change, or what we like to refer to as weather. Because this year, I can guarantee it, they'll say it was record highs, and this winter they'll say it was record lows.
Yep.
For this time of year. And then next year it'll be the same thing. We had a heat wave, and Meemaw passed away, although she was 90 years old. She passed away because she couldn't get enough power to power up her microwave, so she could stick her head in there and turn it on.
Shizzy.
So unfortunately, she had to, she couldn't buy any bullets either, because we've taken those away from you. But we can do like Canada. We can assist you in taking care of that problem.
It's not.
I'm rotten. I'm horrible. You guys have been awesome.
No,
I get it. I'm gonna end this thing and send everyone over to Mo. You guys go say hello to Mo. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button and go see Mo. Hit the thumbs button whenever you get there. Let her know that Shizzy sent you. Give her a big smile and make sure that she has a nice day, because she is probably just flipping out this morning, especially when she sees all you guys come hang out with her.
Yes.
I'll see you guys tonight on Friday Night Live. Peace, y'all.
Bye, everybody. Have a good day.
Now I gotta call somebody to come get me because my car has turned into a spaceship and I don't know how to fly it. I'm not an astronaut.